Hello and welcome to Walker Tea Review. I'm Jason Walker. This is a place to come if you're looking for a tea for a Christmas gift, a nice winter tea for yourself or for someone else. You're not sure which one is the best one to choose. There are Dragon Wells, the green teas that are offered by many of the companies out there. So are they all getting them from the same place? Probably not. Who's got the better tea? Who can keep their tea kind of fresher? Those are some of the aspects you want to consider before you just jump in and pick any old tea or even pick the cheapest tea. There are different scales, of course, as far as where you want to go in the range of price versus that good taste that you're looking for. Here we are looking at teas. We're looking at kind of a rating and evaluating those teas, reviewing those teas, and also it's a place to learn to taste teas and appreciate teas together. So we have a tea today from Harney Teas. It is a FanciestFormosa Oolong. We've got our tea tasting equipment here. And if you'd like to know more about tea tasting equipment, right up above is a button that says join the tea tasting with us. So we've got our gaiwan here. We're going to get this tea ready to go. Glass is here as usual. We use a stemless wine glass for the purpose of looking at the color of the tea together. And also a glass like that lets you stick your nose into the cup as well and get a fuller sense of smell of that bouquet coming off. So now we've got our regular old cheap teaspoon, and you see that's a pretty bulky leaves taking up quite a bit of space. So one spoon like that is probably not going to suffice. We need to kind of dig around here, get another, let's say another 3/4 full spoon there, and that gives us a nice thick layer on the bottom of this gaiwan. The gaiwan is, I'm going to say 4 to 5 ounces, somewhere in there. Okay, we're going to get our water, which has been brought to a pretty heavy boil, not a full rolling boil, but enough that we want to add plenty of heat to this oolong. So if we pour right in, and we are going to fill a little bit higher than what will be covered in or contained within this gaiwan, so that we have, yes, a little bit of water coming out along the outer rim of the lid. Now, gaiwan basically means gai meaning covered or lidded, wan meaning bowl or cup, in this case more like a bowl. So that's what we have here, a covered bowl. And we're going to let that steep in there for a few minutes as we introduce this tea. As we said, this is from Harney & Sons. It is their FanciestFormosa Oolong. Let's see. Actually, the Harneys have been making teas since 1970. It's one of the more established U.S. tea companies. You actually see them in the grocery store, and that's another point. If you shop for teas in the grocery store, you want to pay attention to the freshness, the level of freshness of that tea. How long has it been sitting on that grocery shelf store? Something to consider. But this one, 2 ounces retails for $18 on their website. There is a special offer. If you'll go up to my future episodes page, you'll find information on Harney Teas there, and you'll be able to get a 20%, I believe it's a 20% discount on select sizes of quantities of this tea. So you want to check that out if you're interested in this tea. Now, we're going to talk about this tea. We're going to go through a full tasting so you can taste along with us, kind of learn and get familiar with the process. Also, refine your palate. Really learn to appreciate the tea. We're going to be talking about the dry leaf, the wet leaf, and the liquor. Now, we're going to get right into the dry leaf, get into its smell. And not a very potent smell, but you are getting a kind of how should I say, sourdough bread / raw lumber. It's kind of got that white pine wood type of tree smell to it. So like if you're working in constructing a house, sawing a lot of these kind of planks, 2x4s, you may pick up some of that kind of sawdust type smell from that. Sourdough as well, the bready, kind of a bready baked element as well. But when you look at these leaves, you're getting a variety of pretty good variety of colors. You're getting a silvery, light green type of color, which is coming off a lot of your tips. And tips are a good sign that this is a delicate, more younger, and therefore probably more potent on the aroma profile. You're getting some kind of a more fully oxidized kind of a seal brown, kind of a grayish brown aspect. You're also getting more like an auburn, which is kind of a, like a reddish rust type of brown. And what I'm seeing already just from these leaves is that these are connected. You're getting two leaves connected to a tip or a bud sometimes there. So that's a good sign. This is the younger, tenderer part of the plant. A lot of your Formosa fancies are developed through the process of allowing insects to gently bite on or to gently start to chew on these leaves, which stimulates a defense mechanism within the tea plant, and that defense mechanism is a flush of chemicals, and that's that chemicals that actually give us our aromas and flavors. So you need to have that insect biting the leaf to draw out some of these aromas and flavors. We're going to take a peek here. Yes, we have some nice color there. What I like to kind of push it around and kind of agitate to give, if you're not certain as to have you steeped long enough, the bottom of your gaiwan has the most concentrated liquor there, so you got to kind of stir it up to draw it up to the top to see just how much color and potential aroma and taste has really been drawn out. Okay, now using a gaiwan, we're going to catch our drips here. We're going to get our cup ready. Now we're going to tip our lid so that the lower part is pointing towards the glass. Our upper part allows the air to come in. Middle finger, thumb on the rims, index finger on your lid, ring finger for support if you need, and you are going to pour just like so. We're going to get all those little drops because we're going to look at the wet leaf. If not, you can always leave a few of those in. There are a few tea preparation philosophies say leave a little bit in there. That's kind of your base for your next steeping. But we're going to look at it all, get a full picture of what's going on, and we're going to look at the wet leaves now. First off, we'll get a little sniff. You're getting kind of woody and sweet elements to this. You're getting like, how should I say, sap. You're getting this kind of sweet, sappy type smell. That's where that woody aspect comes in. You're also getting a little bit of floral, like a little bit of orange blossom, yet with that kind of woody aspect. That woody aspect also lends itself to something like that, and when you combine it with the sweet, it's almost like a whole grain toast kind of smell, or a multi-grain toast type of smell. So also with that little bit of orange kind of floral element, it's almost like that multi-grain toast spread with a very thin layer of like orange marmalade, orange jam, that kind of orangey type aspect to it. When you look at the leaves themselves, it's just kind of what we had discussed and discovered in the dry leaf. You are getting stem pieces, or the stem, a little tip, what was part of a full leaf on this side, a full leaf over here, and a tiny little tip there. So that one's worth keeping and saving. That one you should notice also is a bit of a richer olive green with a tinge of brown on the edges. Let's see if we can pull out just a couple more. Let me dig quickly. Same thing. Okay. You can't always control what you're going to pull out of a cup of steeped leaves, but here we've got a nice, richer rust brown colored leaf. Another larger type of tip there. Anything else worth kind of exploring? Yeah, that pretty much gets it. Another two leaf and a tip combo there. So that's what you're getting. You're getting rich rust brown colors as well with that dark green. So let me kind of represent that with a leaf here. Okay, so that takes care of our dry leaf, silvery needle type tips there, which was also present here in our wet leaf. You had that kind of whole grain toast. You had woody type notes coming off the dry leaf and the wet leaf. Let's go now and look more at our liquor. Nice orange color, orange brown, more of an orange type amber there coming off of that. Let's give it a smell. Gentle smells, gentle aromas, but still it's got that kind of orange blossom type, continuing with that orange type theme there, orange blossom smell. Very smooth, gentle body, not very heavy, but yet a nice, almost sweet kind of coating in the mouth, which is nice. What else? Astringency is nearly non-existent. Let's see, aftertaste carries on with those kind of sweet orange blossom type aromas and taste. Also, that a little bit of that kind of woody type taste and aroma as well, like a fresh lumber. But still, very gentle, very refined feeling in your mouth. Quite positive on that. Other things, previous tastings, and yes, now that I think about it, now that I look, there is a pear juice component. So it's sweet. It's not really overly pronounced on the fruity aspect. Pear juice can be nice, nice soothing, very stable, very balanced type of taste that comes off. And yes, I do detect that in this one as well. So you put this together. If you're tasting with us as well, I hope that you've found some things to appreciate in this. Those orangey pear juice elements in the aroma, combined with a light woody feeling, which gives it a nice rounded feel to it. Also, when you get that body and that refined feel in your mouth, it gives you the strength of the aromas, yet gentleness, smoothness in the aftertaste and the body, with the nearly non-existent astringency. You had leaves that were there to look at and appreciate and admire, that also carried some of their own aromas with them as well. Given all of what this tea has to offer, we gave Harney's FanciestFormosa Oolong a 90. There are teas of this caliber that have brought a little bit more intensity, strength, oomph to the aroma. This one could have had a little more depth on the aroma and the taste and the intensity of those. So come back with us. If you've tasted this tea for yourself, if you go and decide to make a purchase, come back, let us know. Was it what you expected? Was it as I described? I love getting information like that. It helps me prepare and tell you or share with you the things that are most valuable and worthwhile to you, so that you can quickly come, check it out, make your choice, and enjoy your tea at home. Come back to us and join us again at Walker Tea Review.